Hey, I'm Ed Briggler. I'm with Revel magazine here. I'm with Don't Stop Please. And they just had a fascinating performance. Appreciate it. So why don't we go around and introduce each other? So
I'm Nick Caffrey.
Bass.
I'm Anna Horton.
Sax.
Ukulele and sax. Ukulele and sax.
I'm Joel Ledford. I play banjo, guitar, and keys mostly.
I'm Willie Krasinski, and I play the guitar and the keys.
And the mandolin, of course.
Oh, and the mandolin.
I'm Robert Geiser. I play the banjo and the piano.
I'm Will King, and I play drums, cello, and guitar.
That's one of the things I've noticed about this band is that it's super multi-instrumental and multi-vocal. So I mean, y'all do take part in vocals. Main vocals aside, how do y'all come up with harmonies?
We usually sing until one of us goes, hey, that's either really good or really bad.
Yeah.
So, we go from there.
And we'll just kind of come up with them as we hear the other person playing the song. Just kind of hear it, maybe.
Yeah.
Start singing it.
We definitely don't like sit out and like
Try to do
score out like, all right, you need to be singing the fifth. I'll be singing the third underneath you, and then I'll sing the second on top.
Yeah.
So that's we don't do that.
It's not really an organized thing.
We have had one part
Yes.
that we did organize, but
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly.
It all comes together
It was
pretty
just more like, hey, here's a cool
organically.
sound.
Yeah. Okay. And y'all finished. When did y'all finish Brandy's Swan Lamp? Is that
Right, almost a year ago.
That was last May.
Last May.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a
Wow.
while.
Y'all had pretty good success with that. So what
Yeah.
do y'all have in the works right now?
Ooh, Dad.
And we have had a crazy past several days. We're working on a new EP, and the working title is Crowded Car.
Crowded Car. Okay.
And
Yeah, it's called Crowded Car. What we were doing is we were recording an album in a big professional studio in North Little Rock, and then we decided we preferred the sound of our own studio and actually the environment of our own studio. So we've actually let a very cool opportunity pass us by because we think that we're going to have an even cooler product for our fans if we just do it in our own studio. So we've been recording analog with Robert's dad, Jack Geiser, who's also a professor at this beautiful university of physics. And it's been going pretty well. We had some technical difficulties with the tape machine because that is a kind of a dated technology, but
it's in the works.
But we're working it out. It sounds really good. We actually just finished a song called "My Booty Is So Luxurious." So all you booty fans out there,
It's ready.
it's
ready.
ready.
It's ready.
Just got out of the oven.
Yeah.
juicy and ready to go.
Well, well, what about some upcoming shows? Where can people check you guys out?
We actually have a show this Saturday at the Afterthought. But more importantly, we have won the semifinals for the Arkansas Times Musician Showcase for that round. So we're going to be playing the finals on March 2nd. That's Friday at Rev Room.
Next
So if
Friday.
you feel like, yeah, I guess it's like a week from this Friday. So if you feel like coming out and supporting Don't Stop Please.
Saturday at the Afterthought and next Friday
at Rev Room
Yeah.
for the
And
Arkansas
y'all-
Times finals.
Y'all will also be at the Revel rooftop, Rock and
Oh,
Roll.
yeah.
It's gonna be a rocking show.
Yeah, there was
It's,
a lot of fun. Yeah.
it's going to be quite the event.
It's gonna be a lot
Yeah,
of
that
fun.
show is going to be
It's gonna be
crazy.
insane.
It's gonna be.
It's going to be mountain sprout
You're
and
gonna-
Transverse chicken.
And Don't
Yeah.
Stop Please for $10. Like, that's probably the coolest deal I've heard.
On a roof.
It's like a mini festival on a roof,
On a roof.
in the middle of
Yeah.
a college
All
town.
right, well,
Pretty
speaking of festivals, are y'all have any festivals lined up? I've heard.
We do.
I've heard. Was it Green Mountain?
Green Mountain Eco Fest, which is
Eco-Fest.
in somewhere in Missouri. What is
It's
it?
it's an
Elgin,
Elgin.
Missouri.
Elgin.
Okay.
Elgin.
Elgin.
That will be y'all's first, right?
That'll be our first like festival.
Big
Festival.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
And
cool.
then
I heard somewhere Bottleneck, and that in Lawrence, Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
we're playing the Bottleneck. We're going on a tour to Kansas City, and
Wow.
Yeah, for spring break, we're going to take, I want to say like 10 days, maybe?
It's about 8, 9, 10 days. We're going to Lawrence, Kansas, Kansas City, Fayetteville, Eureka, just hitting up all those places and then coming back down.
Cool.
It'll be really fun.
That's gonna be.
The Bottleneck is a cool venue because the people who own the Bottleneck also put on Wakarusa and Harvest Festival, which is right next to Conway and Little Rock and
It's an Arkansas.
right in the middle of Arkansas and Ozark. So our hopes are, come Harvest, we're hoping we may be on that list. So if you guys want us on that list, go find the Harvest forums and say, we demand Don't Stop.
Yeah, and y'all are playing a pre-party?
Oh, we are
Is
for
that right?
Wakarusa.
Awesome, awesome.
Right.
Wednesday night before the festival.
That's
Should be
cool.
pretty fun.
Well, I want to switch gears, talk about the songs a little bit. I know that all of y'all are, are very, very well, very talented musicians. What starts a song, would you say? Does one person or does every person kind of bring in an idea?
We have like a
sometimes.
It depends on
most
the
of the time it's a
Really?
main songwriter type thing.
Yeah, it depends on the song.
Most of the time, yeah.
Depends on the
Sometimes
song.
you have that gush, and it's like, boom, okay, there's the song.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have, well,
You're
Robert's
in.
got this really sweet riff, and then
Yeah.
we all start jamming on it, and then, okay, well, obviously we need vocals on this thing, so let's just start coming up with stuff and seeing what the hell we like,
Yeah.
That's usually a longer process, but
I think it's a little more
It gets-
rewarding.
It gets
Yeah.
real stuff.
We all put it together
Yeah.
ourselves. Like my booty is so luxurious, for example.
That came up. That was a some genius that struck me while I was walking around in Chicago.
It jumped up and bit him in the
And
behind.
I was like, my booty is so, and I was like, that's
Kind of catchy.
it's oddly catchy in a weird way. And then I brought it to these guys and they turned it into this like funk proto rap craziness. And for the little amount of effort we put into making that song, like we had so
It's our
many
most
people
popular song.
scream for that song at shows.
it's,
It represents them.
It does. I think it
It
represents
represents
us all.
pop culture in a way.
What about, what's some influences from
it's easy to
Henry and
say.
the Great Salt Lake? What about that? What was an influence of that, or,
I think that song was consequence of just like, I think we wrote that song right when I got the banjo for Christmas.
Cool.
And it's
Yeah.
pretty much one of those scenarios like, oh, we got this banjo. And like pretty much just constructed a song around it because it was
It's
a
a
new
great
novel instrument.
Yeah.
And it was really fresh and it made it feel really creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun little story song that people really seem to enjoy. Also, like the folk has been like re-emerging in the scene recently, and I don't know if that had something to do with it or not, but I don't know. I've always liked the banjo.
Well, we had a period where it was just, before we got the Anna and these two guys,
the Beautifuls?
Will and Robert, before we got them, we had a period where it was just the three of us playing a lot of acoustic instruments.
That's how it came out.
And yeah, and it just sort of came from that scenario, really.
Yeah, okay. Is that kind of the same with like Antithesis
Uh,
and ones like that?
And, the roots of them came about when
Yeah.
we were in this like small acoustic setting that we had.
Mhm.
Do y'all feel that really
No.
influenced y'all's direction now? Was that kind of like
It really
shrinking
did.
the band and then?
It really did, even though now we're playing more like with electric guitars and electric pianos, and we're like, not necessarily.
And
we don't-
horns.
Yeah, and horns. We
Yeah.
don't feel as if we need to keep going in that direction, though we definitely acknowledge what we learned and look to re-implement it any chance that seems appropriate.
Yeah, I agree,
You know.
I agree. That's a good position to be in,
Yeah.
so. Well, any other questions? I don't have any other questions, but if y'all have anything y'all want to add, any last minute shows, any?
I'd like to say something that like we have like pretty much everyone in this band is a songwriter. We all write songs, and it's a lot of fun. So like these first releases that we've had have been like mainly my songs and Willie's songs, and Anna's songs are starting to come up. But like in the future, you'll see songs from every single person in this band, and I think that's like for me that's like the most exciting thing about this band is like knowing that I have all these amazing songwriters around me.
Comes in 6 flavors, you know?
Yeah, and you can, they're at don'tstopplease.com.
Yes.
Follow y'all on Don't Stop Please, the Twitter, is that y'all's?
Yeah, we have a Twitter. I think it's just
Oh.
Don't Stop Please.
And
Yeah.
can I also add, we're working on an EP right now. It may be done really soon if the tape machine agrees with us.
Yes.
If it doesn't, then it'll be done before the summer, and it'll be really cool. It's gonna be like 6 songs.
There you go.
And then we're thinking the album that we started working on, we're thinking we're actually gonna make it come the fall. So,
Yeah, look for our
those
full
are
length
things to look for.
in the fall, and our EP
Okay.
should be done by the summer, but
Take a little
before
while
summer.
to make
Yeah.
sure that.
So
whenever
stay
we do
tuned.
it, it's really good.
Stay tuned. We're going on
Yeah.
tour this summer to Texas and Louisiana. So if you see Don't Stop Please
In
coming your
Mississippi.
way. In Mississippi.
Tennessee.
All those
Yeah,
places.
we're going there.
And we're going to
Kentucky.
Chicago. We're going all over the place. So,
New York.
so be sure to check out the live shows because
A lot more to come.
they're a good
so-
time.
And thank you, Revel.
From-
Yeah, Revel wrote an
Revel.
article about us like a year and a half ago, or about a year ago, something like that. And that was a little more than a year ago, and I think that really helped to get Conway informed as to who we were. And now Conway's been awesome to us,
Oh, yeah.
and it's spreading from there. So thank you.
I agree.
Thank you.
You guys are great, you've been great. We appreciate it. And don'tstopplease.com. Stay tuned.